Hey you guys, it's Quiet. Today we're talking about one of the most influential rock albums of all time, Abbey Road by the Beatles. The Beatles are a band that took me a while to get into, not because I didn't like them, but because I never gave them a chance until I got older and my taste in music broadened. Sgt. Pepper is my first Beatles album experience, if you guys remember. It was great. One thing that always impressed me about the Beatles is how multi-talented they were. There's songs written by each Beatles member and there's songs sung by each Beatle member. Ringo was the only one that drummed, but you get my point. I also love how every aspect of their music is never below amazing. Production, good. Instrumentation, good. Mixing, good. Singing, good. Songwriting, good. You get my point? Good. Let's see if this project lives up to the hype. It probably will because I'm writing the intro after I wrote everything else. I always remembered the opener for Abbey Road, Come Together, being a bit more upbeat and energetic. I'm guessing the version I heard when I was a kid years ago is a cover from a different band. The song in general is a good track, but I wish the opener could have been a bit more grand, like some of the other songs on this album, but Come Together isn't bad at all. Last thing to note, I love how short and uniform the 4 verses on Come Together are. The next song, Something, is not to be confused with the Nirvana song, Something in the Way. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kurt Cobain took influence from the song Something when he wrote Something in the Way. Something is a great love song, the instrumentation is moving, and they don't waste your time with the lyric. The lyrics are short and sweet. The song is romantic as F. I want it played at my wedding. Probably not, but probably so. Maxwell's Silver Hammer is incredibly quirky and reminds me a lot of When I'm 64 off of Sgt. Pepper. The song, not only upbeat and goofy, also depicts a pretty dark story of a woman dying from a hammer attack. I love how the tone of the lyrics and instrumentation contrast. Something so lighthearted and dark happening at the same time. It reminds me of a song like Beat on the Brat by the Ramones in that sense. Oh, darling is kinda annoying. The way Paul McCartney is singing on this one makes me feel kind of awkward because he's kind of overdoing his lines. I initially liked it, but now I'm indifferent about it. As obnoxious as it is, I still kinda like it for some reason. Guilty pleasure. Octopus's Garden makes me so happy, and the things they depict on this song makes me wonder how much acid Ringo took when he wrote this song. I would never take psychedelics, but this song just feels like something you would listen to on acid, just like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I also can't get enough of that pretty piano synth. Honestly, the backing vocals on this song makes this song go from great to perfect. It just adds something to this song that makes me stan the song. I Want You has a serious problem. It's kinda repetitive. It features the same line over and over again for about 5 minutes. I want you so bad. Whoa. Now the part that's good. The lead guitar melody kicks ass and makes the song enjoyable. The lead guitar melody plays for 2 instrumental breaks, then plays for the entirety of the end of the song, and then that leads to one of the most badass transitions I've ever heard in my life. I Want You into Here Comes the Song doesn't get old. It gets me every time. And I wasn't expecting it like at all when I first heard it. Here Comes the Sun is such a beautiful piece of soft rock that the Lemon Twigs definitely were inspired by. Everything about this song is pretty, and I love that acoustic guitar. The vocals make you feel all warm inside. I remember hearing this as a kid in a movie or something. It's classic Beatles. Because feels so dreamlike, I feel like I'm listening to this song laying on a cloud in the twilight while the world is ending. It's the most psychedelic experience on the album, even more than Octopus's Garden. The lyrics are so simple, yet somehow leave me so perplexed with what this song is trying to say. It's just a great piece of music. Also, I get how the Beatles are tree hugger hippies and shit, but do they really have to mention how the earth turns them on? They went too far. You Never Give Me Your Money kicks ass. I think this is the album's first B-side, but it's a really kick-ass B-side. Yes, I know what a B-side is and I'm only 25. Get over it. You're getting old. The switch up from verse 2 to 3 is cool. Then that instrumental break after is tight. I don't know what the song is about, but it's certainly a jam. Sun King is a return to form of what they did on the song Because, very similar vibe. Pretty much everything I said about that song can be applied to this song. I love the Latin outro, and I'm surprised by how well I understood the first line of the outro of that song. I think the first line translates to "How much for my love's happy heart?" Am I right or wrong? Let me know in the comments. I did terrible in Spanish, by the way. Mean Mr. Mustard and Polythene Pan are two songs I don't have much to say about. They're short like most of the songs on the song medley at the end half of this album. They don't do much wrong. I like them, but yeah, don't really have anything to say. She Came In Through the Bathroom Window is great. The song is great and is literally about a fan that was stalking Paul McCartney and literally snuck into a bathroom window to see him. A pretty interesting idea for a song that sounds ridiculous on paper that the Beatles still somehow managed to pull off. Golden Slumbers is a somber track that contrasts well with the previous track. The piano on the song is really basic sounding, but then again we're talking about an album that was released in the 60s. That very basic piano melody was probably very genre defining for the time. Golden Slumbers to Carry That Weight has such an amazing transition, which isn't surprising. It is a song medley after all. Carry That Weight is probably one of the most recognizable Beatle tracks ever, for a good reason too. That chorus is powerful, iconic, uplifting, and epic. You get what I'm trying to say. It's a song that would probably give you tears of joy if you heard it live. It's that hard. And yes, it is a better transition than I Want You to Here Comes the Sun. Now the transition from Carry That Weight to the end is one of the greatest feelings ever. I keep talking about the transitions on this album, but that's something I want to stress. It's really good. The guitar work is so effing badass, and it's so rewarding because you've reached the end to an almost near perfect album. Usually Beatles songs aren't filled with guitar that are this much in your face. They're usually pretty subtle with their guitar, with some exceptions. I can't forget that the song is also proto-punk and proto-metal as F. Regardless of how little guitar they use, they're still one of the greatest rock bands to ever do it. So does Abbey Road live up to the hype? Yes, it does. This album is consistent. I love consistency in an album. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think this might be my favorite medley ever. Am I saying that right, by the way? Is it medley? Medley? No, it's not medley. I don't know. This one is so consistent. Each song bleeds into the next nicely, and no song feels out of place. I can't really think of another medley that I like as much as the one on Abbey Road. Does Jesus of Suburbia count? I don't know. Gonna be honest with you, I didn't know what a medley was until I did research for this album. Yeah. Abbey Road is the perfect send-off to their career. This technically isn't their last album, but their last recorded. Let It Be is their last album. I have to say I do like it a bit more than Sgt. Pepper, which I can't believe I'm saying because I did really like Sgt. Pepper. This one definitely grew on me though. I had to sit with it until it started to sound amazing. They really took their time and were meticulous with every detail they put into this album. As I mentioned before, it's near perfect, and I have to say it's a 9.3 out of 10 experience. Not only was this a well done send off to their career, but it also ended the sound of the 60s with a bang. And that's the review. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Or you can also unsubscribe, dislike, and not comment on the video at all. It's been Quiet Does Music, out. I can finally say that I have finished the Triforce for 60s rock albums. Abbey Road, The Velvet Underground, and Nico, and Pet Sounds. I should get an award.